Hello friends, Radhe Radhe. Welcome to Gopal Education Hub. I hope everyone is fine. Today I will discuss the later portion of the chapter number 11, CA Inter Accountancy subject. And in this topic, we will discuss about the statutory books under the Companies Act. Um, Normally, in Income Tax Act, there is a separate prescription about the books of accounts, like which books of accounts we have to maintain. But under the Companies Act, we have to maintain some of the important books of accounts for the companies, especially. So, for the companies, we have these statutory books, which I will discuss now, and later on I will discuss more portion given in the chapter number 11, financial statement of companies. Okay, so let's start. If any query, you can put in comment box, and share this video to others if you like, and subscribe the channel, I'm saying in advance. Okay, let's start. So, following books of accounts we have to maintain under the Companies Act. Actually, the company has to maintain a lot of books. We have discussed in the previous video that the company has to maintain the other books like statutory books in the form of like a balance sheet, P&L, and other other records, financial statements. We have discussed like under section 128 that we have to maintain the books of accounts, records, financial statements, and other records, and we can maintain it in a e-form also. But here are the some of the books which or the registers which a company has to maintain. Okay, so first of all is a register of charges. Like if the company has some properties and the company has taken the loans on those properties, and those loans or sorry on the and the charges on those properties are registered, then we have to maintain a register of charges. These books are very like not so much important for us to remember. Just we should have a knowledge about these books. Okay, so then is a register of members. So register of members means all those members or the shareholders who have taken the share capital of the company, or who has subscribed the share capital of the company, or who are the member of the company. Okay, then there is a register of debenture holders and other security holders. Okay, like debenture holders means who has taken the debentures of the company, or who has subscribed to the debentures of the company, who has purchased the debentures of the company. And then minute books, minute of the meetings, of the various meetings like AGM, EGM, board meeting. So these minute books companies need to maintain. And also the minutes, there are a lot of provisions in the Companies Act for the minutes to maintain. So all these provisions we need to follow. Then is the register of loans and investments by the company. So there should be a separate register for the loans and investments by company. And then register of directors and KMPs and their shareholding. So there should be a proper register for the directors and the KMP and their shareholding. Okay, then is the register of contracts or arrangements in which directors are interested. So there should be a separate register for the contracts or arrangement in which directors are interested, because those directors who are interested in any contract, and if that contract or the condition or the agreement is discussing in the minute, then those directors are not allowed to participate in case of a public company. That's why a separate register is maintained for that purpose. Okay, So these are the books which a company has to maintain. First of all, register of charges, register of members, register of debenture holders and other security holders, minutes books, and the register of loans and investment by company, register of directors and KMPs and their shareholding, and register of contracts and arrangements in which directors are interested. And now we will discuss the register related to the issue of the shares. Like company has issued the shares or company has a shareholding, then company need to maintain these books related to the issue of the shares. First of all, share application and allotment book, all those records related to the share application, money and allotment should be maintained in that book. Then share call book, and then certificate book, like these are the certificate because the share certificates, uh, the company has issued the certificate to whom, and the company has like for the transfer transmission of the certificate shares, like for that purpose the company need to maintain the certificate book. And then register of members, share transfer book, like share because some any shareholder apply for the transfer of the shares or the transmission of the shares, then the company need to maintain the share transfer book. And then dividend register. So these are the books the company need to maintain regarding their operations. So you can read out these books in book it is also given, in the study material it is also given, and you can take the screenshot here also. So you can later on I will put the screenshot in the comment in the description box. Okay, so you can take from there. And now we will move ahead. Then there is a topic given in that chapter, that is annual return. Annual return. Okay, so, as per Section 92 of the Companies Act 2013, the company has to prepare the annual return. Every company should prepare an annual return. Okay, what is the annual return? Annual return is the combination of all the financial statements, auditor report, secretarial report, and post auditor report and board report. The board report contains the director responsibility statements and other data about the company. Okay, other for non financial performance of the company, some index are there, and you can check the annual return of any company on the website, on their websites, and you will find that there is a lot of data. It is like a kundali of the company. So annual return carry a little more, very much importance to know about the company. And here it is only given that every company should prepare annual return, and who will sign the annual report, this is only given in here in this topic in the study material. So we will discuss about that only. So every company should prepare the annual return signed by a director and CS, or if no CS then by CS in practice. Okay, every company should prepare annual return, and who will sign by director and CS, and if no CS then by CS in practice. For one person company and a small company, annual return should be signed by CS, or if no CS then by director. In case of one person small company, then if there is an OCS, then director can do. So you have to just remember this, that who will sign the annual return, and annual return should be filed with the ROC within how much time? Within 60 days of the AGM date. Like the company has held its AGM, and within 60 days of the conclusion of the AGM, the company should file with the ROC its annual return, because in AGM the annual return is presented for the consideration. So after consideration before the shareholders, then AGM within 60 days of the conclusion of the AGM, the company should file the annual return with the ROC. But if AGM not held due to any reason, then if AGM not held, then the company should submit the annual return within 60 days from the date on which the AGM should have been held. Like if the company decided that AGM should have held on that date, then but if AGM could not held, then the company should submit submit the annual return to the ROC within 60 days from that date which they have decided that the AGM should have been held. Okay, and with the reasons also for not holding the AGM. So ROC will not conduct like okay, you not held AGM, please don't file, or like no, you have to file on that within 6 days from the date of the AGM, on that date on which the AGM should have been held. Okay, so these are the provisions for the annual return. Like annual return, company will prepare, sign, who will sign? The director and the CS. If no CS, then CS in practice, but in case of the small company and the one person company, it should be signed by the CS. But if no CS, then director, and should be filed with the ROC within 60 days from the date of the AGM. But if no AGM held, then within 60 days from the date when AGM should have held, and reasons for not holding the AGM. Got it? Okay. Now we will move the next. The next topic given there is final accounts. Okay. The topic given is final accounts. So, like the company has to prepare the final accounts. Means what are the final accounts? Final accounts means the financial statements. The company has to prepare the various books like cash book, purchase register, various ledger, and trial balance. Company has to prepare. But what are the final books? What are the final books the company has to prepare? That is the company, what the section 129 saying. As per section 129 of the Companies Act, a board should present financial statement in AGM of the company. So some of some books are, or the some, you can say, the statements the company, the Companies Act is mentioned, Companies Act has mentioned here that some financial statements or the final accounts, we will say to them, the company has to present those financial statements in the AGM. Okay, before, who will present the financial statement? The board will present the financial statement in AGM of the company. Okay, so what's the section 129 is saying, that board should present financial statement in AGM of the company. And what are the financial statements? Financial statement include a balance sheet as at the end of the financial year. Please remember one thing, that financial statement is prepared on a specific prepared for a specific date. Okay, as on, sorry, yes, balance sheet as on this date for this year, okay, like balance sheet is prepared for a specific date, but the profit and loss account is prepared for the financial year, like it is mentioned here also, like for the financial year. So balance sheet as on the as at the end of the financial year, and then profit and loss account for the financial year, and income and expenditure if the organization is a non-profit organization. Okay, and then cash flow statement for the financial year, because all the cash coming outgoing is recorded in the cash flow statement, so it is for the financial year. And then statement of changes in equity, it is very much important, it carry very much importance in the case of the listed companies. Okay, so you can check on the any website of the any listed company the statement of changes in equity. So more they have to prepare as per the laws and regulations. So statement of changes in equity, but in the small companies, or you can say in the small in some of the small turnover companies, I will say, on which these laws are not applicable, or in those companies which are not by the shareholding, or which are limited by guarantee, or there is a very less capital. For those companies, maybe they may prepare or they may not prepare the statement of changes in equity. But for the big or the listed company or the public company, private company with a big turnover, they have to prepare the statement of changes in equity. Then we come on the explanatory note annexed or forming part of the documents above. So fifth is the notes, which are, the part of the profit and loss account and balance sheet. So these are the five components of the financial statement or the final accounts. What the first part is: balance sheet, then P&L, then cash flow, and then statement of changes in equity, and then explanatory notes. Okay, first is the balance sheet, then is the P&L, and then cash flow statement, and then statement of changes in equity, and then notes. Got it? But in the case of the financial statement of one person company, small company, and dormant company shall not include cash flow statement. Okay, so in these companies, cash flow statement is not necessary. So here I have made a chart that financial statements के अंदर क्या क्या होता है. That is balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement, statement of changes in equity, and notes and other statements. Okay, now come to the next topic. Normally the companies prepare the financial statement for the year. Okay, but the bigger companies or the companies with a turnover of high net worth, high turnover, or as per the laws requirement also, some companies prepare the periodic financial statement, like for the quarterly, for the half yearly, and for the 9 month, or for any period like in between the year. Because in some cases the sometimes unaudited financial statements are needed, or reviewed financial statements are needed for any purpose for the company. So in that cases the periodic financial statements are prepared, and for that purpose I have said as per the regulations, so central government may require such classes of unlisted companies to prepare the financial results of the company on periodic basis and in such form as prescribed. And they can ask that these periodic financial statements should be in that form, like that, for the quarter, for the half yearly, or for 5 month, or maybe for any periodic basis. Okay, and to obtain the approval of BOD and complete audit or limited review of financial results. I have said earlier also to you that sometimes company has to furnish the audited or the sometimes unaudited financial results, and also the limited reviewed financial statements. So and the central government may prescribe the norms or the provisions for that purpose, and then file a copy of financial statement with the registrar within 30 days of the completion of relevant period. Okay, so company has to file with the ROC those financial statements within 30 days of completion of relevant period. So this is the part that first of all we have done the verify what are the components of the final accounts or the final statements. Include these statements, and these are the components of financial statements, and the company sometimes have to prepare as per the government's regulations the periodic financial statements, and they have to obtain the approval of board and complete करना पड़ता है audit or limited review of financial results, and then file a copy of financial statement with the registrar within 30 days of completion of a relevant period. Okay, so so we have discussed these topics in this video, and rest of the topic we will discuss in the next video. So stay tuned, and if you have any query, please put in the comment box, and I will feel more encouraged if you like the video and share, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Radhe Radhe.